When parts don't have names, understanding identity without labels and dissociative systems. Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a licensed professional counselor in the state of Michigan, and I work with those who have dissociative identities and experiences. Have you ever heard someone talk about their dissociative system and wonder how they seem to know every name, every age, every inner role? But maybe for you or for someone you know, those names just aren't there. There's presence, there's movement, there's change inside, but not always a name to go with it. Today we're talking about what that really means, that not all dissociative identities have names, and why that doesn't make them any less real, less valid, or less important. Let's talk about what names represent. In many dissociative systems, some identities carry names. A name can be a way of saying I exist. It helps organize awareness and communication. But naming is a language skill, not a prerequisite for existence. Some parts are preverbal, sensory, or emotional. They live in the body more than in words. Others were never allowed to express identity safely, so language feels dangerous. A name is one possible form of recognition. Presence itself is another. Let's talk about why some parts remain unnamed. There are many reasons a part may not have or want a name. One could be the developmental stage. Some identities form so early that language hadn't developed yet. Their communication might be through movement, color, or sensation rather than speech. Safety and protection. Naming can feel like exposure. In systems created under chronic trauma, anonymity can still feel safer. Let's talk about functional identity. Some parts exist purely for tasks, driving, working, managing pain. They're known by what they do, not who they are. Shared or blended awareness. When internal boundaries are more fluid, names feel less distinct because awareness overlaps. Each of these reflects adaptation, not deficiency. Let's talk about recognizing parts without labels. You don't need names to build communication or care. Try using descriptors instead. The one who gets overwhelmed in crowds. The little who likes drawing. The calm voice that helps us breathe. Over time, some may choose a name. Others may never need one. The key is respect, acknowledging presence without forcing definition. Let's talk about the therapist perspective. For clinicians, it's important not to equate naming with insight. A client who can identify 20 named parts isn't more aware than one who senses 2 unnamed states. Therapy should focus on function and safety, not labels. Ask, what does this experience need rather than who are you? Safety grows from recognition, not categorization. Let's talk about language and healing. Language evolves as safety grows. Sometimes words arrive years into healing, sometimes they never do, and that's okay. What matters most is relationship, the sense that every experience inside belongs to the same human being. Names are optional, connection is essential. Let's reflect on this for a moment. So if you're someone whose internal world doesn't have names, please hear this. You're not done healing or doing it wrong. You're not less organized, less real, or less legitimate. Parts without names are still parts with feelings, memories, and needs. They don't need a title to deserve compassion. And I can't stress enough that it is your choice in order to create names or understanding of parts. If this video helped you understand dissociative identities a little more deeply, please like, subscribe, and share it with others who might need this reassurance. And if you recognize these experiences in yourself, consider reaching out to a licensed trauma-informed therapist who understands complex dissociation and parts work. You deserve to be known, even if some of your parts don't yet have names or maybe never have names. Existence doesn't need a name to matter. It just is.